Alright. Hello, good evening. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing on this fine Friday evening? Works just fines? Yes, I'm very glad. How is the audio? How does it sound to everybody? Too loud? Too quiet? Excellent. Alright, fantastic. Yeah, I hit that setting like an absolute moron. Which really irks me. That should never have been a problem. But yeah, in the meantime, cool. Yay, I'm happy. It's working. Thank you all for showing up. Bitsky, Shadow, Bren, thank you very much. As usual. Game's audio is perfect, not like last time. Ah, good. I'm glad to hear that it's working. I was ready to rip my hair out because I couldn't figure it out. I spent like all night that night working on trying to figure out the audio. So I'm glad to hear that it's working. Oh, you forgot it was shot last time? Yeah, I goofed it pretty bad. Because, you know, the music for Castlevania 4 is actually, like, decent, and to have blown it as bad as I did was... I was kicking my own ass after that one. But, nonetheless, again, I'm glad that it's working. Now, in other news, besides the fact that I'm no longer an autistic retard about audio, everyone hear and find out that, Bob Iger might be stepping down from Disney? Because I heard about that earlier today, and I was giddy. So glad to hear that Iger might actually be gone. He's done too much damage for Disney. Just's movements in the game are freaking pliable. Could we just assume that he's the most flexible Belmont, too? Yeah, probably. Although it would give... They would also probably give Netflix a lot of ammo. The problems with Disney are deeper than just him, but it is still good news. Yes. Yeah. He is... Iger is the symptom of a problem. He's not the actual cause. And as soon as Disney... as soon as the shareholders realize this, that'll be very nice. Where... Oop. Want that back on. Where did I put that? Oh, I totally forgot to even upgrade the whip. Huh. But yes, on that previous point, yes, absolutely. The fact that he hasn't been gotten rid of, it really makes me wonder what exactly everybody was thinking at Disney. And as I've said before, I want to know what these people are telling their shareholders, because there's no way these people would just be totally okay with all of the problems that they're going through. Speaking of Disney, this is Disney's first year not making $1 billion since 2014. They're officially panicking, and they're producing the new Doctor Who show. Guess what the new Doctor's like? A gay black man. I have seen who the new Doctor is supposed to be, and I'm very happy that I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I'm so glad, because after I saw what they did with David Tennant's Doctor, I can only imagine like how bad the rest of the community like acted as a whole, because whew, to shit all over Tennant and then act all high and mighty like you have the high ground to mock him, basically. Only, you know, because what was it? It was like a clip of like that trans actor or whatever. The hatred was so palpable. I love it, and they deserve it too. BBC or whoever it is that produces Doctor Who really needs a kick in the ass on that one. Because thankfully this woke ideology shit is losing. How many of you guys are Doctor Who fans on that one? Because I don't know enough. Maybe you guys could fill me in on what's happening exactly. Besides the gay black doctor now, who is also, I guess, canonically a gay black woman. I'm completely devastated. They just demolished the show's legacy. He is no longer a madman with a box kidnapping prodigies and igniting the flame of kindness and need to aid with them. Aid within them. Okay. I did see a little bit out of what he's supposed to be because of the recent death battle, but I don't know like anything else about the Doctor. And also, wasn't this like his 60th anniversary or something? So to do this to the Doctor on this day was just brutal. And yes, they ruined Tennant's good memoria. Get woke, go broke. Yes, absolutely. I've seen a lot of hatred for the stuff that's going on. Obviously, Nerdrotic had his video complaining about an awful lot, and I didn't watch it, but seeing his hatred, seeing his hatred for what happened makes me understand a little bit. The one thing about it is a bunch of episodes are officially lost media because they reuse the old tapes when making new episodes. Reuse the old tapes? You mean like stock footage, or are you talking about they actually like destroyed the tapes, like they re-recorded over them? Because that would be hilarious too. Oopsies. Oh, there's the lizard tail. Good. Doctor Who is a time traveler who traverses time and space to help civilization in his travels with companions. He picks from Earth since it's his favorite planet. Oh, okay. Yeah, if that's just a generalization, then I understand it. Because I know there have been shows based around the concept of Doctor Who, like Sliders, if anybody remembers that from the 90s. So, like, I'm familiar with the concept. Tennant's return was a surprise, but whoever wrote the 60th anniversary special didn't even respect the lore or show. I would confuse if I just tried to explain. Oh, no problem. I know there's like 13 doctors, 14 or whatever now at this point. I know there's a ton of doctors. I know he regenerates. Like, I got the gist of the information from the death battle between the Doctor and Rick. So, like, I'm not a complete idiot on the subject. though I could learn more, I suppose. Yep, they had to recycle materials, but I won't blame them too much. The show started in the 60s. They probably had no idea people would still care for this long. Maybe. That's like the ultimate thing, is to try to have a show that's so long-lasting that it gets recognized for so long and it has this legacy. Syndication, I think. Hello, Sue. How are you doing? God Emperor watch you. Not even sure how many doctors now? Yeah, I'm sure there... I know there was supposed to be... Oh god, there was like 13 with... Wasn't it like 13 with Tenet? And then the guy afterwards is 13 or 14. And then What's-Her-Nuts that most people hated. They're up to like 15 or 16 doctors at this point. What are your death battle hot takes? I love that a show meant to settle an argument inevitably results in infinitely more arguments. Oh, bro. This is... Whew. Hot takes. I don't know if I would necessarily say hot take, but I get very frustrated with Death Battle. I get very frustrated with them because they don't have any consistency in their... The only thing they are consistent on is being wrong. And no, I'm not a Goku super fan who's gonna lose his mind over something. Superman wins that all the way. But there are certain ones where I'm just genuinely confused. Link versus Cloud was really stupid. Cloud does not win that. Cloud doesn't win that by, oh man, like a country mile. But it also depends on which Cloud we're talking about. Not Cloud, but Link. Because there's 1,000,001 Links, and they're all different. They all have different experience. They all have different tools, and to... I don't know, like, the first one was actually really inconsistent against Cloud. Cloud probably should have won that one. But it depends on which Link, because if it's Ocarina Link who has the, if it's Ocarina Link that has Golden Gauntlets, it doesn't matter. Cloud's dead. I don't know. There's plenty of others. It'd be a lot of conversation to go through. But the other like hot take I would have is that not only is everybody pretty much completely and utterly wrong about the argument of Goku beating Superman, they don't even seem to understand that Death Battle was so in favor of Goku that they actually had to fudge the numbers to give Goku even remotely comparable stats. it's actually comedic how stupid many, well, maybe not stupid, desperate, I think, because no one wants to see their heroes lose. But yeah, Goku doesn't win that by like I will go to my grave knowing that Goku will never beat Superman. That's why I'm actually like kind of worried what they're gonna do, because I don't know if if the next Death Battle is gonna be a remake and Goku wins because of nonsense, or they're just updating it because they did the same thing with Samus and Boba Fett, and I would have ripped my hair out if Samus lost that one, because Boba Fett loses to like everybody. I'm good, how are you? And you seen the video I sent you, the last video? Oh, no, I have not, Sue. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I have so many things on my plate. It's just another one of those in the pipeline things. But thank you for reminding me. I will try to get around to it. There are about 12 earnest doctors. The 13th is a woman, which was a joke, and the 14th is Tenet again. But then the 15th is a black gay man, so no counting him. Great. Yeah, BLM the doctor. That's unfortunate. Oh, can't make that. Okay. Nevertheless, screw those gay agendas. Well, considering how things are going right now, it's actually wild. Like, even, I mean, Russia just got done, like, banning or outlawing the, gay movement or something like that. I didn't see the actual articles. I didn't read the article. I saw the headline. I was like, oh, that's, that's wild. I don't know. I don't remember if it was. I think it was Tim Pool that went over it, and I'd have to sit down and watch him. He's like the only guy at this point. Like, he's pretty much the only guy I trust when it comes to the news. Superman for the win? Yes, absolutely. Like, Goku could probably beat the original Golden Age Superman, but that's another issue. It's like, Death Battle is inconsistent on which characters they choose, because they just take the best of every character and just tie them all together, and it's like, here's this Superman that can do all of these things, and then we're gonna do all of this with Goku, and it's like, why? Goku, there's like 4 different Gokus, just like there's like 1,000,001 Supermans. Oh, I haven't been down here. Whoop. Oh, I did come down here. Didn't I die? Oops, I should have just jumped. Hello, hello, Shadow. How are you doing, buddy? Question: Have you played God of War, both old and new? I played. I played 1 and 2. I did not play 3. I never played the Chains of Ascension. I actually came really close to beating 1 on God of War mode too, which really bugged me because like I just couldn't get that last battle. And I have not played any of the new ones. No. My buddy who I mentioned before is that streamer to Adrian. I mentioned he has he's played the new one. He would have a better understanding of it. But yeah, I don't mind the series. I don't know. I didn't quite get around to it. And especially during the PS2 era, I was like constantly playing Budokai 3, which I still stand by as the best of the. It is the best. I still stand by it being the best Dragon Ball fighting game. Although a lot of people really like fighters. Goku doesn't beat Superman by default. Milkman solos Goku, and Superman, and Prime Superman. Whoops. Whoops his arse. Milkman? Who's Milkman? Or are you talking about One Punch Man? In the entertainment industry, it feels like 99% of the population is gay. Though actually they represent merely 2% of the planet. You see the irony? Yeah, well, that's... It's certainly the idea of it being propaganda, right? Because, like, who, I don't remember who it was. Rogan was talking about someone years ago on his podcast. And the guy was the guy or girl was giving out this absurd estimate that, like, 1 in 5 people is gay. Like, holy crap, there's no way. Like, if you're gay, fine, like, whatever, right? Like, as long as you're not hurting people, generally, I don't really care. But, like, 1 in 5 is such an asinine assumption. There's no way. I need to move more often with these guys. Goku was a fun concept of a shouting to get stronger super alien, but now I find him kind of lame. Goku is a twit. Superman rips. They obliterated him. It drives me insane. Like, his entire shtick was just don't give up and always better yourself. You know, that was the whole thing. And then they just did away with all of that. So now he's never, now he has no idea what a kiss is. I don't know why they made him so stupid. And then for Super to do what it did and retcon so much of Goku and Vegeta's relationship is also just mildly infuriating. I don't know, like, I love the character, I do, but I don't know, like, they destroyed him. They destroyed him. Super is... God, I hate Super. Dragon Ball Super is so terrible. They retconned almost every character. They've created a whole new tier of villains for no good reason when the story was over. They didn't want to continue with new characters because it's the Goku and Vegeta show. They had to retcon their like acceptance of each other. They had to create new challenges for them to fight, and these are all characters that should be nowhere near a fraction their strength, and they give them challenges and problems. They also destroyed Frieza, as far as I'm concerned. Like, and not only that, like, the animation took 10 years to get fucking better. It's just... Super is bad. I have so many problems with Super. And I'm not alone, which is hilarious. Although, if you wanted another hot take brand, I would probably say that I'm not impressed at all with the Broly movie. Though I understand why people enjoy it, I'm not impressed. That hurt. Well, from your experience from 1 and 2, what do you think of the story and its ties to Greek mythology? Oh, I think as its own individual games, I think the God of War games are generally fine. I don't like the supposed ties or connections to Greek mythology because they're so off base. Now, granted, that's more of a personal thing because I like accuracy. But overall, I think the games are fine. I liked 1. I think 2 was a major improvement over 1. But not having played 3, I really couldn't tell you. Not mean to. Man, this game has got a lot of just long hallways with fucking useless enemies. I see what people are talking about when they think it's not too impressive. Let's go back up instead. It's easy to groom children through cartoons to make them gay. Yeah, that seems to be a common thing. I think Ryan Kinnell. Ryan Kinnell was just reporting on. He reported on who played Padme. I can't remember the actress's name. She just got done coming out and saying that Hollywood needs to leave children alone because they get harmed and groomed and everything else, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. And it is really easy to get a hold of. It is really easy to get a hold of children because when you get a hold of them in their early developmental years, I mean, you see the damage it deals. We see so many people going through so many changes in their lives, and people just can't handle it. I mean, you look at not that it's a particularly young example, but I mean, you look at Dylan Mulvaney. The dude just got done putting out a video where he's sitting in front of his phone recording himself, and he's having a mental breakdown. You know, it's like how many kids are going through that same problem right now. Gotta be careful. And I feel bad, I really do. Because, like, there's a lot of people that are confused by things like that. And God forbid if it's somebody that was, God forbid if somebody is, like, you know, it becomes gay and as a young kid, and then they go through problems, and it's like, oh, well, people hate me because of reasons A, B, and C. It's like, no, it's not your fault. It's, you know, people trick you, basically. But we're also seeing a lot of pushback on things, and, well, it's good that we're finally seeing it at this level. I know, who was it? Oh, I'm dead. Stun locked. Like Hollywood, anime doesn't know when to stop. Sometimes it's better to just leave a good thing alone. Yes, absolutely. stories, there's only so much you can do with a story, you know? I mean, it's the same sort of mentality with like D&D campaigns. It's like the campaign ran its course, let it go, you know. But we gotta have that story. It's gonna continue. Give the players what they want. Like the trans ideology at an early age, in a too early age, I wanted to be a pirate. And, you know, if my parents supported my life-change decisions, I swear I would have ripped my eye out, and cut my hand. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people want to do and be things when they're younger. It doesn't mean that you get to be those things, you know. It's also the like reality hits people at, you know, some point in their lives. And it's like, I'm sorry, but this is just how it is. There we go. I did want to come back here because I wanted to see about equipping. There we go. Nope, still locked. Okay. Here's an interesting question. What was your what your least boss type of any game? My least boss type is the type of bed of chaos. Oh, is bed of chaos. Because I think they work better in 2D games, like you're playing, but 3D they're boring. Least boss type of any game. Could you clarify that, Sue? I would like to answer the question. I just don't know. I'm not entirely sure what you meant there. GB didn't work. Sure, why not? Oh, actually, didn't I get upgrades? Whatever. That takes me over there. Okay. Hoping to God that Arcane doesn't turn into Vi and Caitlyn's show. I can only handle so much. I can only handle so much Yuri before it turns into bad lesbian fanfic. Yeah. Well, I still have not made time for Arcane. There's so much that I have to get around to. I want to catch up on, Oh, that's a Talos. Didn't I just fight this thing? Oh, walked into that like an idiot. Oh. Oh, neat. Sweet. Yeah, no, I have not watched Arcane. I gotta catch up on a lot of things. Oh, sweet, immersion. And during my travels, I was suddenly swallowed up by a dense fog and ended up here. Still, there is no need for you to set up shop at a place like this. At first, I spent some time looking for an exit. I couldn't find one, so, without other options, I opened up for a business right here. Yeah, because that makes fucking sense. So what can I do for you? How much do I have? I have 8. Oh, okay. that. Nope, nope, nope. Why is cloth armor so good? Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, I have to see, I would like to catch up on Invincible, which I know Season 2 is out, and, oh lord, Technically Mexican. Friend of the channel, Technically Mexican, watched it and discussed it with his buddies over on his Sunday stream, so if you ever want to hear his thoughts on it, I would suggest people go and check him out. But he also watched Wheel of Time, which I haven't watched anything. I have no idea what that's about. I just know that apparently it's woke as shit and everybody hates it. I was considering watching Ahsoka, but I didn't get around to that one. Like, there's so much that I have not gone through and watched, and it's just, there's so much to keep up with, especially with how much time it takes to make any of these videos. Woo! That was close. Get away from these zombies for just a moment. What I mean, boss type. Mean like certain types of bosses, like in Beta Chaos case, I'm not a big fan of the giant enemy in the background. Well, it's just attacking you with its arms. Oh, okay. Gosh, I don't know, actually. I don't like bullet sponges, if that'll satisfy you. I don't like enemies that just tank an extreme amount of damage and do nothing. When it's just an extremely weak boss that doesn't challenge you, that doesn't, you know, push the bounds of anything, that really aggravates me. I hate those kinds of bosses. Despair, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Glad to see you're here. Do you have any thoughts on the Israel conflict? I still don't really get what's going on. To oversimplify it, shit be whack, yo. No, I don't know, like, I don't particularly care for either side, because I don't like the idea of intervention. I'm rather sick of it, because we've been in too many damn wars for too fucking long in this country, especially recently, because we just got done having the Iraq War. But basically, you had basically Hamas, which is the terrorist organization that basically controls Gaza, attacked Israel, and now everybody's up in arms because a lot of leftists, for some reason, think that Gaza is this open-air prison, which it's not. There's a ton of misinformation, which, quite frankly, I don't even care to get into, because I don't know enough of the history myself about it. But everyone's acting like it's okay for the people of Gaza to kill everyone in Israel because they think they're oppressed or some shit, and it's just simply not really true. I don't really care for the Israel conflict. I think it's just another bullshit infinite war for us to waste our money on and our tax dollars on, because the global elites and everybody who run this country and ground, the neocons especially, the ones who want war to make money, and then you've got the Democrats who are all in favor of it. I don't care for it. I'm tired of the wars. I'm tired of the bullshit. I don't want this to keep going. It's really, really stupid. Oopsies. That merchant would be fun company. Take him with you, please. Well, unfortunately, I can't. Right? I don't think I can. Is this blind? Yeah, basically. I played this years ago, and I beat it, but I never like quite stuck with it like I did the other Castlevania titles. And I just, you know, after what they did to Just, I kind of wanted to go back and go through his adventure, because they fucked him so royally in Nocturne. Oh, this is that room that I have to fill out. Understood. Okay. I don't know why Just has just... What a nice room. I'm gonna go ahead and start just decorating Castlevania. Why the hell not? It's like, okay, thanks, Just. You didn't need to spruce up Dracula's castle, but whatever, I guess. Oh, that's spoopy. Mini-bosses. I hate the most. Oh, really? You don't like mini-bosses? Alright, well. I mean, I suppose that works. I'm good. Thanks, Shitbywacka. Thank you. Damn, I'm late. What did I miss? Not much, boy. Thank you for joining. Always good to see you here. I don't know. I've just been kind of like generally complaining about a lot of shit throughout what's going on here, because there's so much going on. Oh, one of the other things that's been going on is the absolute failure of Wish. I don't know if anybody has seen Wish. That's another movie I gotta, like, line up to see here soon. Or I would like to, I should say. But apparently Wish is just getting absolutely demolished by everyone. And it was like the 100th, I think it was like the 100th anniversary, too. Because, like, Disney's been around for 100 years, and they just absolutely suck at everything they do right now. And I think it only... Oh, God. Okay. Alright. Neat. Too early. What do you think is the most realistic game? Ugh, God, that's a tough question. I have no idea. Like, I genuinely don't know if I could even try to justify that answer. Most realistic game. I have no idea. I have no idea what I would use as an example. I mean, there's also a bunch of different ways to answer that too. Are we talking physics? Are we talking options? There's a lot to go into that one, but I truly have no idea. There's no character that didn't get screwed in Nocturne. Nope. Absolutely true. There is not a one. Everybody got destroyed in that show. Oh. I didn't take her. The chloroform did. Oh, do I have to fight him? Okay. Oh, alright, never mind. He'll just run away. Thank God I didn't watch Nocturne then. Even Juice couldn't go unscathed. Nope, not at all. The only people who don't, I suppose the actual answer is the only people who didn't get like completely screwed over were Annette and Cecile, her mentor. Those are the only two. Everyone else gets absolutely trashed in that show. But, you know, that's because Annette and Cecile are basically self-inserts by one woman, which is even worse. Oh, neat. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as Wish shopping website, but I have heard it's pretty mid. I've heard nothing but negative about it. Apparently the main woman Asha is. Apparently the main woman Asha is not only the usual diversity hire, but so basically the king is this evil prick who likes to keep wishes for himself, and only grants X number of them. And if you hold on to them and if you don't grant the wish, then the individual will forget that the wish was even a thing. And this means he gets to keep the power for himself, as well as so he has the power to grant the wishes. Wait, is he already dead? Oh. Oh, that platform helped me so much right there, I didn't even realize. Are you dead this time? Ugh, son of a gun. Oh. Yeah, I think I'll just stand right here and let this happen. I heard about Wish, didn't expect it to be trash. Yeah, apparently it turned out to be trash, though. Oh, there he is. Which is a real funny thing, considering, it was their 100th. Anyway. Apparently Asha becomes the fairy godmother. Apparently she becomes the fairy godmother that actually, like, ended up giving Cinderella her dress and everything. And hilariously, Asha is black. So they wrote in a diversity hire to become the fairy godmother. And it was I think a few people saw it, but I wrote I replied to Weekend Warrior because he made the post and he was like, "There's no way," and I laughed because I wrote to him, "So she wished herself white," and it's true. It's true, and it's so sad. Disney has fallen so far. I don't think they'll recover for years. Not unless they have a major like transformation as a company. We should watch Nosferatu to pay respects to original non-gay Orlocks. Yeah. The game, I think, is Red Dead Redemption, and also aside, Castlevania. Have you played any Victorian-era games? Oh, aside from Castlevania. I feel like I have, but I haven't... I'd have to think about it, because... You know, Final Fantasy VI is like a colonial sort of era. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is Victorian. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I still have not played Bloodborne because I don't have a fucking PS4. So, and considering they will basically never get around to making Bloodborne ever again, it's just like, okay. I know you don't keep up with modern games, but are you rooting for anything in the Game Awards this year? Lately people, okay. Rooting for... rooting for. A game that I'm rooting for. The only games I would like to see win would be, well, not Zelda, not Mario. If there's one that I would root for, I would say I would want to see either Baldur's Gate 3 or Armored Core. Either Armored Core 6 or Baldur's Gate 3. Those would be my choices, but I don't think either of them are actually at the rewards, so it doesn't matter, unfortunately. I don't know, like, From Software continues to make just solid games consistently, though I should preface I haven't played it, so I don't truly know. But I know a great many people really love Armored Core. I know a lot of people have been loving Baldur's Gate. But I don't see them getting any rewards because, you know, they're not gay enough, ironically. Alright. Lately, people are getting a little bored of Disney main characters being all quirky and adorable. Yeah, there's been a consistent issue of them basically being just Whedonisms. Every one of these characters has to try to model after the Marvel design, and it just doesn't work. Not every character has to be like that. Bro, I'm still waiting on Elden Ring DLC. Ah, yeah, well, you're going to be waiting for a while because they still... I mean, they haven't even gotten around to Bloodborne, I don't think they're going to get around to it. Actually, no, wasn't it announced? I could have sworn the Elden Ring DLC was announced. I could be wrong. Probably wrong, knowing me. Stop throwing your stupid fucking boomerang bones. Bro, what the fuck? Ain't no way that actually happened. Yes, it does, apparently. Apparently so, apparently Wish is all about it's... I don't know why Disney's doing this, but they wrote Wish as the origin for the Wish Upon a Star. So, that was what it was supposed to originally be about, and then they kind of changed everything, and ultimately gave her, or gave that change to the story, and that's what ultimately happened. So apparently, yes, Asha becomes the white fairy godmother. I just find that really funny, because it's like, why did you unironically, like, race swap a character, and then, hilariously, race swap her to white? But, I mean, it's Disney, they don't care. They just want money. Eric, welcome, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Depend which Final Fantasy, but there is one, I think. What's that a reference to? I'm missing something. I'm making a Victoria-era game called Slave Horse. Fuck. Why? I don't know, maybe, boy. What do you think of Victoria-era inspired games? I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with anything Victorian era. I think the Victorian era is actually rather romantic, but perhaps that's just a false perception we have about it. I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. Actually, I think in terms of like technology, it's actually really good, because technologically it's not advanced enough that like everything becomes a joke, but also is far enough back that we're not in the Stone Age fighting, you know, monsters and shit. Bloodborne is tough as nails, bro. I've heard. I mean, it's all supposed to be one of the Soulsborne games, so I would expect nothing less. Boxing learner, hello. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hoping you're having a good time and a good night. Hope you're safe and warm wherever you are, especially if you're in the Midwest or anything north. Realistically, we all know that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to sweep. Probably. Baldur's Gate will probably take a lot of the awards. And honestly, it's kind of deserving. I don't know really much about it, but everything I've watched, reviews and discussions, have been like unanimously positive. So I would hope it's gonna do well. Okay. Oh, okay. Get out of here, you stupid ass. Honestly, Baldur's Gate or Resident Evil 4 for my choices, but my choice of Resident Evil 4 is kind of wrong since it's a remake, I think. Yes, it is a remake, but so many people like ended up loving it that I think it's got a fair chance at a good number of awards. Although I've heard that a lot of people are not happy with Separate Ways because the Ada, I guess it's supposed to be the same Ada Wong actress, but she like gave zero shits about it because I've seen her trying to like voice. I've seen some video clips of her doing the acting, and it's just atrocious. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of people are not happy about it. The real competition at the awards is basically the scramble for second place because BG3 has it in the bag, probably. Love to see the coffin of Andy and Lele for the award games. I don't know. I don't know what those are. So what's happening with Jurassic Park? So Jurassic Park is like Jurassic Park turned into a monumental mess. I know I had mentioned it before that I was working on it, and it was a big video. But it's so it's not. I'm also not making like I'm not making some gargantuan like Mauler style or length video. Maybe style, but not a Mauler length video. But it's there is so much that goes into that video that it's actually kind of difficult to try and get it all right. the entire because of it because of it being December, there's Christmas shopping that has to be done, and I've more or less got all the shit that I'm gonna get taken care of and done. But there's also work around the house that needs to be done, and I've been trying to do that. There's also the occasional job that comes up, so that gets attention, whether it be something someone calls us up for and I'm asked to help, or if it's a car that we need to work on here. I know my car needs to be worked on. My dad bought a truck from a neighbor, and this thing's been sitting for years, and that has to be worked on. There's all kinds of shit that has to be done. And so trying to work on the Jurassic Park video has just been a nightmare because it's such a big video. And while it is coming along, it's just really slow because it's also hard to pay attention to things sometimes. Like when I work on stuff, I get pulled all over the place. I work on at any one time I could be working on like 3 or 4 different videos because my mind will jump back and forth between conversations and ideas all the time. Like I was reading an article, and it gave me an idea for a video talking about how the activists, the woke-tards and all of them, don't actually understand they don't actually understand the female like empowerment nonsense they claim to be all about. They have no idea, and that was a whole video I was working on. And I was also going over a video in my head about some other content I would like to make, but I just haven't gotten around to. So, yeah, it's just like Jurassic Park is slowly being worked on. It's just I'm struggling to focus, especially since this is an old video. It was supposed to come out in like May, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. And that's not like a fault of anyone else. It's like that's me. Like that's me screwing up. Oh wait, don't I have to? Shit. I'm doing good, and you? We're doing good, Eric. Thank you for joining. Glad to see you, Gamer. I love Dark Age stuff. Yes, Dark Age is really... I love the medieval era. The medieval era is probably my favorite overall for a lot of things. It offers just enough technology and makes enough situations like not only believable but really fun, especially when handled properly. Actually, I think there's last I saw, I think there was an audiobook, just as an example, if you love Dark Age stuff, there's an audiobook where it's an alternate Earth that did not advance in time, so it's stuck in the medieval age. And because it's stuck in the medieval age, they ended up having to fight the xenomorphs, the aliens. So they have to fight and kill those with nothing but medieval weapons, and it's like, I haven't read it, but just that concept alone is really cool to me. Meant before Victorian era video game, but maybe not. Eric, I think Final Fantasy VI. I think Final Fantasy VI is the one you're talking about. Because if it's not Victorian, it's like colonial. It's one of the two. And either which way, I love 6. 6 is the best Final Fantasy. There will never be another one. What's Baldur's Gate about? Well, yeah, basically, as Brancliff said, it's D&D. I mean, like, it literally is D&D. It's the Dungeons & Dragons world. If you were in Warhammer 40k, if you were in the Warhammer setting, both 40k and fantasy, what race would you be? Mine or orc, because fun and obvious, Krieg. I don't know. I really like. There's nothing wrong with the humans, because the humans are always fun. But I don't know. Probably Eldari. I've always had a fascination with the Eldari. Also, the Eldari are, like, legitimately the craft world Eldari are, like, legitimately the only ones that come close to being, like, genuinely good people. Everything else is basically just straight evil. The Coffin of Andy and Lele is a RPG Maker game about two siblings. They get into cannibalism, but weirdly, that's not the problem. Oh, alright. Everyone hates it because the bad ending has incest. Oh, okay. So, Blue Lagoon situation. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad to hear some people actually have a, you know, brain on their shoulders about something like that. So many things have come out lately that people are just like, we need porn of this and porn of that, and it's like, why? You know, like the I don't know if anybody else remembers that that really cute McDonald's ad that Japan did, where it's just the couple and they're eating McDonald's with their daughter. It's like one of the most disturbing things that came out of that. People were like, we need porn of the little girl. And it's like, why? Like, call the FBI. Quickly. Thugnificent. Oh, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing on this wonderful Friday night? I'm not dealing damage, am I? Oh, there it is. FF6 is kind of steampunk too, or at least some places. It certainly is. FF6 is like this crazy blend of multiple genres that all just kind of work in cohesion. And I'm not even a steampunk fan. I really think steampunk is overrated. But I also lived through that whole steampunk era, which drove me nuts because no one would shut up about it. FF6 is definitely the best, but FF5 is my personal favorite. Also, shoutouts to Tactics, raw as fuck. Yeah, Tactics is always solid. Probably one of the best games, easily in the franchise. It's also just a different genre. I actually have Tactics here on the PS1. I haven't gotten around to. I never got around to finishing it. Now I think about it. I never got far. I thought Tao was the closest to the good guys. Oh, I don't know. They're all socialists. I don't care for the Tao because of that. Their whole greater good thing. Yeah, I suppose you're right on that one, Sue. Probably. If it's not the Crap World Eldari, it would probably be them. Because the Tyrannid would definitely be like a neutral, like chaotic neutral. But I can't think of anyone else. Huh? What happened? Oh. So if you're unaware, Thug, there was this really nice ad that McDonald's put out in Japan. It was a quick little like anime gif of this couple that was sitting down eating McDonald's. Innocent, doing nothing wrong, just a family living life. And a bunch of people got really pissed off about it because it was a happy family. And you can't have happy families in today's society. And a bunch of evil pieces of shit were like, we need to demean this and ruin this video because it's wholesome, and we can't have wholesome in our world. And one of the things that these people fucking wanted was to make porn of the little girl in the video, or in the ad. And like, it wasn't even hours until they had already made like full on porn of the mother, and people were already going through and making like, people were demanding it of the kid, and it's like, why? She's literally a little girl. Like, you absolute pedos. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, just when you think Tumblr was dead, everyone, including myself, just forgot for a brief moment that, oh yeah, the Tumblr refugees decided they were gonna go to Twitter, and yeah, sure as shit, that's what they did. It was just fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. It is baffling that there was so much porn in the McDonald's commercial. I almost wonder it's secretly a guerrilla marketing campaign or something. Right? I have no idea. I have no idea, but it's genuinely like infuriating that they did what they did. Where am I pushing that to? I should look that up. Oh, there. Gotcha. Alright. Oh. Word. I should probably buy some anti-venom. I never finished Tactics on PSP myself, but I like it a lot, together with its continuation on GBA and DS, despite how different it is. Yes, I have the original PS1 version here, because I have a PS1, but I never got far. I can't remember the blonde guy's name, but I never got around to killing him. Like, he's actually the fight that I got stuck on. I just never got around to finishing it. You know, always something coming up in life. Though I should try and get around to it. I don't know. That would be a cool stream. That would be a long stream though. Tactics takes so many years to get done. Oof, yes, Oof is right. They just migrated to Twitter. Yes, absolutely, and that's the problem. Also, welcome, Pip Pip. How you doing? Oops. Oh, sweet. Makes me scared of what they will do with the Netflix Devil May Cry series. Now that I remember it again. Yeah. Well, I don't know. They'll probably absolutely ruin it. You'll probably have the bog standard, you know, gay character gets written in. You'll probably have a lot of, you'll probably have a heavy rewrite of lore to try to make it needlessly complex. And, oh, I don't remember if I brought it up. Did I talk about how the creator, the producer, or whatever, had an unopened copy of the Berserk collection? I feel like I did, but that was like a huge red flag to me. What's your favorite mythology monster and god? Mine is Typhon, because kaiju, and Hestia, because bestia. Man, I don't know. Favorite monster and favorite god. Well, obviously my favorite god is God, because he's really neat. But, I don't know, in terms of mythologies... I don't know. I've always liked Greek mythology. I don't know. I do like the Dullahan from Celtic mythology. As for individual god, I don't know. Like most of the so-called gods they're all dicks. they're all assholes. It's hard to like choose a favorite one because most of them are all just really shitty. I don't know. I'd have to think about it because I don't know. It's been a long time since I've thought about like mythology. There's, man, Greek, Haitian, you know, Persian, Celtic. I don't know. I don't know if I could define. I don't know if I could pick a singular god that isn't, you know, God. But yeah, I think I'd probably have to say the Dullahan, just because the Dullahan is like an actual embodiment of. Oh, thank you, Involve Frames. Like the Dullahan is like actually, you know, Sleepy Hollow, like incarnate. And the fact that it exists is nice. Just because, like, it lends credibility to the subject. I know it's obviously not, or it's not the only thing that does. Obviously, you have like the real life Vlad Tepes. He's a good example. Come on, you. Stop shooting shit. Balls. Woo! Involve frames. They're so nice. I think that does it for him. Yep. I think he did. That's some big red flag. Oh, neat. Yes. Minotaur and dysphonia. Okay. Love and unsolvable mystery. Okay, that's a good take. I've always liked. Uh-oh, this is a boss. do I do? Oh, balls. Okay. God, I hate instant kill spikes. Oh, they don't instantly kill. That's good enough. What even is difficulty in this game? I know Symphony of the Night was easy, but man. Although I do like that it's, like, all blood. Oh. Huh. It died. That's neat. Look at him, he's just all full of blood. Oh, shit. Okay. Lesson learned. Motherfucker. Netflix must be stopped. These adaptations are killing me. Yeah, well... Unfortunately, it's not gonna stop. They're gonna keep coming. They're gonna keep coming. I mean, it's fine for me, because it just means more content, but man, I know a lot of people must be dying. That's why I actually can't, like, I kind of can't wait for, Melanie Mac to go through and destroy the, oh, Jesus. She's not gonna destroy Jesus, but... God, I can't dash, I'm cursed. Good lord, that was rough. Anyway, yeah, I can't wait to hear her, like, her rant breaking down, what she has to say about, Tomb Raider, because I don't really care for Tomb Raider. I was never really a big fan. Not that I dislike Lara Croft, but... Man, if what they're gonna do is gonna happen, like, she's not gonna be a character again. She's just gonna be another, you know, girl boss empowerment lesbo relationship, and it's just like, that's not every woman. I don't know why. there was this comment that relates to it that really bugged me. There was this guy who was trying to argue that writers today. This is back on the writers today are children video, and there was this comment that talked about how writers are constantly pushed to try to make ever more complex content, like more complex stories. Like, if their story isn't complex, then they're not going to get paid or some nonsense. Like, the argument made no sense, and it bugged me because it doesn't address the real problem. It's not that the oh, motherfucker. It's not that stories are being made to be complex. It's that the stories written today are just trash. And it drives me nuts because it's trying to excuse a problem that's been here for a long time. And so what we're gonna get is we're gonna get just another version of, you know, Lara Croft. She's probably gonna be in another lesbo relationship, which is fine, I suppose, but they're gonna add in all of these extra useless and unnecessary layers to the story that don't have any bearing on the actual, like, character and what she does. They're gonna make it all needlessly complex for no good reason, because everybody is brainwashed today into thinking that stories have to be complex, that stories need to be written by, you know, like, people with trauma and all this other crap. And it's like, we don't need that. A simple story is not a problem. I've never understood this. What do you think of the goddess Bestia? if I knew more about her, I would be able to tell you. I don't remember enough about her. I like the god Quetzalcoatl, and it's hilarious. They added him in Nocturne as an Olrox transformation. I was not gonna be played that easily though. Yeah, well, unfortunately, as I mentioned to Angry Mexica, he's a friend of Technically Mexicans. He nearly spit out his buffalo chicken when I told him he was a gay version of Quetzalcoatl. He like nearly choked on his chicken. It was really funny. He's like, "There's no way. It can't be." I was like, "Yes, they turned that like version of this almost Christ-like figure in that mythology into a gay belt." It was so funny to watch him. It was so funny to watch him like freak out over it. Yeah, unfortunately, it will keep coming. Yes, it will. There's no way to stop it. It's fine to make it complex, but not ass. Yes. There's no. Complex is not the problem. Quality has always been the issue, because you can have incredibly good, simple stories. I mean, Jaws is probably the best example of that. And then you have incredibly complex stories that turned out really, really good. I think the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones prove that. Everything they keep giving us is just so piss poor in quality, though. And that was really the core issue. Like, I kept trying to talk about how, like, the writing itself is bad. But if you try to discuss that point, if you point out that the writers are bad at what they do today, well, then you're just wrong. And it's like, no, that's not true. Like, writers today are not as good as they used to be. And then they kept trying to say that, like, all of the examples I gave were bad examples. Like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was bad. It's like, Buffy's not bad. Buffy's hilarious and incredibly well written before Joss Whedon, like, really doubled down on his Whedonisms. And I think it's season 6 is, like, some of the best television ever made. The resolutions of these characters and their dramas and everything, the pain and suffering these characters went through. It's like, yeah, Buffy was incredibly good. No, it's bad. It's like, how is it bad? Yeah, like, these people are probably over here telling me, like, Game of Thrones season 8 was good. Like, fuck off. But it's a quality thing. Like, we won't have, like, genuinely good stories until we have good writers. That's it. That's what it's going to come down to. And I know it's not entirely the writers, but so many people also try to make it about, like, the producers and everything, and it's just, that wasn't the focus. Do you think the Fallout TV series will be good? They're making a Fallout TV series? I didn't even know it was coming out. Also, it depends on who's making it. Amazon's pretty hit and miss with a lot of things, but I can't imagine if it's like HBO or something that they wouldn't absolutely destroy it with wokeness. Who is your favorite Greek hero? Mine is Perseus, because he is the only hero with a good ending. Perseus is one of my favorites as well. I'd probably have to settle on Perseus. Because, like, I don't know, like, I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sue. Wasn't it Hera that caused Heracles to kill his wife and child? I'm probably wrong, because I usually am, but I feel like that's correct. Because if that be the case, then I would probably say Heracles. There's a theory that says Achilles, and it's not about the death of his friend. My friend showed me a part of the book we were reading. Pretty gay shit, like stroking his friend's hair. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something I've noticed, as with the obsession with the complex characters. People have the strange idea now that pure good and pure evil are bad or lazy writing. Yeah, exactly. Nail on the head. Nail on the head, Thug. One of the biggest... Everything needs to be complex, and it can't be black and white. Because if things are black and white, then that means that the actions of others do boil down to good and evil. And if it boils down to good or evil, most people would probably actually fall under evil. And that's something I think a lot of people would not and do not want to accept or hear. You know, I mean, some of the best stories are nothing but good characters, just trying to do what they can to survive. You know, again, Jaws is a great example. They're just, well, that's more of a neutral thing because it's an animal, but, I mean, Lord of the Rings is literally good and evil. I mean, it's nothing, I mean, it is a fundamentally Christian story, so it's like, it's pretty straightforward what it's supposed to be about, you know. But if they can't complicate it, then you can't blur the lines. If you can't blur the lines, then it has to be good or evil. Like that's the problem with the gray with this like gray notion of morality and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe that's a subject I'll touch on at a later time. Actually, I'll probably mark that down. I'll come back and visit that idea, because maybe that is something that I want to discuss, because it is something I get really frustrated with. Because most of what we have today does boil down to good and evil. Gotta go. Be back in 10? Alright, no problem, boy. Of course. I won't be streaming for... Well, I'll probably stream till like 9, as I usually do. Don't these writers know that the macho thing in Mexico is heavy? Last thing they should do is gay Aztec character. Mexicans take too much pride in, of what that is, of that just saying. Yes. It's hilarious how the people who claim to be like the least racist often are in fact the most racist individuals. Case in point, the woke. Like everything woke is just racism left and right. It's hatred and racism, and they won't stop. And that's why everything's falling apart. Did anybody happen to catch that article that came out recently? Because not only in the same week was there this stupid article of some black guy trying to get angry at a Kansas Chiefs fan for wearing black paint on the right side of his face. He also got angry at the kid for wearing red on the other side of his face because he was at a Kansas Chiefs game. Or, yeah, Kansas City Chiefs, yeah. So he was at a Chiefs game, and he had red and black face paint. But he was trying to claim that the kid was racist because it was blackface, which is not true because there's missing context. And the right side was red, so he was like, "Oh, he hates Indians." It's like, no, that's not true. Like the kid is a Native American. The kid is actually 25% Native American, and he's a Chiefs fan. It's just incredible. The hatred is blind. There's no consistency. There's no thought. It's hate to hate. There's no questioning. There's no thinking. There's hate your neighbor, you know, that's all it is. It was true evil right there, because this random douchebag on the internet was trying to ruin this kid's life just because he hated the fact that, like, the kid was a fan of the Kansas Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. Like that's really what it boils down to. They're picking at everything. And then on top of that, and I apologize for you losing your brain cells here, but there was an article that just got done coming out about this woman who wants to start... She wants to start a movement because she believes, and I'm not making this up, I wish I was this funny. This woman believes that bottled water will never return to the planet, so she wants to empty all of the bottled water to return the water to the Earth. That's real. That is real. I wish I was playing around. But it's not. It's desperation. That's really what it comes down to. It's just desperation. It was Hera. It was Hera. Okay, okay, because that's what I thought. Because if, if it was truly an act of evil for him to kill his wife and children of his own volition, I would have, I would never have picked him. But if it is actually him, or if it was Hera that did it, then yes. I would say Heracles, just because of like how bad things went for him, and he still tried. Fallout TV show, I think, is being made by Amazon. Alright, well, Amazon's hit and miss. Castlevania is literally about good and evil, and there was nothing wrong with that. Yes. Yes, it's an incredibly simple story, and there's nothing wrong at all with that. They never needed to make anything complex. And you know what's really funny is when you don't have a when writers can't come up with a simple story for an already simple storyline, just to translate from one media to another, it shows how little imagination they actually have, which is wild to me. You know what I've noticed lately? Some people get mad for being stereotyped, but those same people are proud of said stereotypes. It's bizarre to me. Yeah. It's really annoying, but I mean, it's true, and there's nothing wrong with like stereotypes, and obviously many stereotypes aren't even true, but I don't know, like you can't have any sort of fun with anybody anymore. That's why what was that movie? Undercover Brother. Undercover Brother probably could not be made today, hilariously, which is so stupid because Undercover Brother was so fucking funny. Like when when the guy returns back from the mission and he got done talking to a white woman or whatever, and he gets back into the station, they're all giving him shit like, how dare you be with this woman of interest? It's like, you're such an evil piece of crap. And then the co-agent walks up and says, yeah, she's white, and then everyone's like, oh, is it everything I ever dreamed? It's so fucking funny. Undercover Brother is such a lost to memory, lost to history comedy. It's so good. But you can't make it nowadays. Probably couldn't. That's why I'm kind of hoping for Daily Wire's Lady Ballers. Netflix Orlox. Orlox was peak of what you said about wokeness. VA from an North American American native tribe voicing an Aztec that turns into the Aztec sun god because it is the most recognizable god. Yes. They didn't even see, like, I know he's supposed to be a vampire and all that, but like they couldn't go with Kaba. Shit, what's his name? The Bat God. They didn't go with oh wait, no, maybe that's Mayan. Am I thinking Mayan? You guys could probably look it up. It's like Cabastats or Cabawats or something like that. He's literally a vampire bat. Like, that's what he is. And they just totally missed that opportunity because they don't actually know anything about the lore that they supposedly praise. It's wild to me. Actually, if somebody could look that up, I would like to know, because I'm pretty sure it's like Cabaswats or Stots or something like that. I would appreciate it. Thank you if you do. Reminds me of dumb school teacher calling parents of the kid because of a figure on his backpack. Oh, yeah, that was the Gadsden flag, I believe. I believe that was the Gadsden flag. That was really stupid, too. That kid got so much support for it, too, which is really good. Like, people... one of the biggest problems I have about the notion of this woke nonsense is that they try to make you feel like you are alone. And I know a lot of people have kowtowed to it, whether it be out of fear or otherwise. But the truth is, you are not alone. Right? Like, this channel is proof of that. You know, for the longest time, I thought, oh yeah, this channel's not going to take off anywhere because it's too small and it's based. And then, you know, obviously the Castlevania video went off like a, you know, went off without a hitch, and a ton of you guys found it all, and I'm just like, oh, great. I know that there's a lot of people out there with common sense. Whether, you know, whether we agree or disagree on politics, we have a lot in common, and that's good. But there are so many people that are disenfranchised or fearful, and it's like, it's just not true. People are not alone. And I despise that they do that, because it is really disgusting. You know. Let's see here. It reminds, it's messed up if you think about it. Like, if all the tribes are just the same for Netflix. Basically, like, hold on. I gotta mark this one down too, because that's another thing that really needs to be touched on. That's another good idea to go on to, because one of the biggest problems, another problem I should say, that a lot of people I think agree on, is that there's no real understanding of the history, the mythology, the cultures, any of it, when it comes to people trying to relate something. Now, granted, to be fair, Olrox is not the main character, so there's not a great deal of depth to go into with him. But their lack of understanding of anything Aztec, it really goes to prove this, because if like just a simple question to ask: who turned Olrox into a vampire? Are there, you know, like, obviously there is a basis for vampires in Aztec lore, right? It's like Camazotz. I think it's Camazotz or something like that. Camazotz. But he unless it's Mayan again, I don't remember. But there's basis for Mesoamerican vampires. But none of this is touched on, none of this is explained. And now you have Olrox, who's just walking around in purple, in this lavish purple costume of people that he should absolutely despise. And it doesn't make any sense, because he probably wouldn't do that. Locked with a magic spell. Leather cap, I gotta remember, leather cap. Leather helmet. Oh, okay. There goes my neck. I'm gonna be sending in the insurance claim for the loss of my brain cells now. No problem. I warned you, it was bad. Hearing things like that just make me think there should be an IQ test in order to get free speech or something. Well, there's definitely a good utilitarian argument. Or no, not, is it utilitarian? I don't remember what it actually is. There's like an actual argument for the basis of it's Starship Troopers. I just can't remember which style of government it is, where individuals can either choose to serve the state and keep their rights, you know, shy of course, like living in the state, of course. But like, if you want to be able to vote, you have to serve. If you don't serve, you lose the right to vote. And considering how bad the writers are and everything with Netflix and just Hollywood in general, I mean, it's not a disagreeable argument, I suppose. It's definitely got a leg to stand on, all things considered. Let's see. What do you think of Skeksis of Dark Crystal? I think they represent a sympathy of a villain. All well get of sympathy of a villain. Is that villain gets sad backstory, or villain feels bad of what they did? Yeah, the Skeksi, I don't know, like, the Skeksi are interesting. It's more like the Skeksi were, I don't know, my reading of the Skeksi were that they were more like the manifestation of greed and evil. That's what I got out of what the Skeksi were supposed to be. I could be wrong, I'm probably wrong. But that's what I thought it was. Especially since, like, you know, throughout the story, I thought, oh, well, the one Skeksi, I can't remember his name, but he's gonna be, you know, he's gonna, like, join up with the main characters and try to help out. And then he doesn't. he just doesn't. Because he wants to get in, and he wants his, you know, he wants to get his place back in the council. So I don't know, like, that was my reading on the one viewing. Although I'd like to hear what you have to say, Sue. Oh, an elixir. Nice. I found a god... Camazotz. Yes. That's exactly him. I knew there was a basis for it in one of them. That's why I was thinking... That's why I realized it was probably Mayan. And not Aztec, like I was kind of hoping for, but that's okay. Yeah, no. Camazotz is supposed to be the basis for a good amount of that lore. But, like, it exists is my point. So, like, they could have done something with it and made it actually fit, but they didn't do it. And it's just, they don't... These writers have no interest in just about anything they do, and it really shows. I don't see a lot of based channels. Thank you for being a light in the darkness. You're welcome, Bran. You're welcome. I really did not think this channel was gonna make it for a long time. I'm glad that it finally did, or at least has to some degree. And it's still growing. I know I haven't been as active as I would like to be because of, you know, prioritizing different projects and whatnot right now. But thankfully the content is still coming, and thankfully the channel is also still growing, which is also nice. I think we're at like 53, 30 something right now. It's like, despite all the inactivity, it's like I've still gained something like another like 20 or 30 subs in like the last 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. And what's funny is, like, I almost guarantee the channel's, like, the growth of the channel would be way higher if I was on something like Rumble. I feel like Rumble would just be way better, which I do need to see about getting around to at some point. Boy, you're back. Welcome. Everything you said in that video was running in my mind as well. Glad to hear. Am I seeing stairs? Oh, I wonder if this castle will go upside down too. I regret not joining these streams sooner. Seems really fun. I'm glad. I'm glad you're liking it. Yeah, I try to be a bit more casual and not take everything seriously. I also just like to discuss things in general and hang out with the audience because it's a good time to connect with everybody, especially after a video. Speaking of Ulrox, what happened to him in Nocturne? Last thing I knew, he was screwing a Templar Knight. Yeah. If that is not, like, the biggest hurdle, or a leap of faith that show made, I don't know what is. The fact that, uh-oh, I am in trouble. Holy moly, I was out of range. Uh-oh. I need to stop touching him, and he needs to stop touching me. There we go. Motherfucker. On the bright side, I can still cast magic, which is nice. Woohoo! Damn it! Damn it! Woohoo! Balls. Oh, he's dead. Okay, I thought he was about to cast Fire Spin or some shit. I was like, oh no! Alright, sorry about that. I was focused. Yeah, no, him ending up with the Templar, I can't remember Templar's name. He's actually, like, one of the best characters in the show, ironically. he's like the, I don't know, like Ulrox disappears at the end of the show. He just kind of walks away because the Templar decides to stand and fight. Because the Templar, despite being gay, actually, you know, has a soul. But yeah, that's like the last thing he does in the show before before anything else happens. He walks away. Gorog, I like your videos. Albeleo, keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy them. I hope everyone liked that short I put out earlier today too. Apparently that thing, or yesterday, because apparently that thing went off, went off pretty well, like 10,000 views or something. A lot of people really liked it, and I hope you did too. Okay. BMC War Machine Studios is making CV3 remake, and it looks sick. Oh, they're remaking Castlevania 3. I think it is worth playing on stream when it comes out. All right, I will have to look into it. Actually, I'll have to ask Adrian about that too, because I'm sure Adrian will want to be on top of it. Question out of curiosity, which IP that's had a shelf life of more than 10 years hasn't been completely destroyed yet? Hasn't been completely destroyed. Ooh. IP of 10 years. Well, if we're gonna go, for simplicity's sake, let's stick to the main film franchises. Star Wars has been ruined. Jurassic Park sucks. Jurassic Park's been shitty since at least Jurassic Park 3. Depending on your take, it would actually probably be Lost World as well, but I don't know. I'm hesitant about that one just yet until I get around to it. Jaws has been terrible since the first one. Alien has been terrible for a long time as well. There hasn't been a good Predator sequel since 2. And despite the badass scene that is the Predator fighting the bear in Prey, Prey sucks ass. It's so fucking bad. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd have to really sit down and think about, like, a major IP that hasn't been totally destroyed, because as far as I know, all of them have. Like, legitimately. Oh, wait, well, I mean, if if we're not talking quality for a brief moment, then Godzilla is actually the only one that hasn't been ruined. If we're talking politics, Godzilla has managed to avoid that. But yeah, in terms of quality, Godzilla hasn't been good since, like, for a long time. So many of them are generally bad. But I don't know, if you can come up with one, that I would love to hear about it, because I don't know a major franchise that hasn't gone down the shitter. A hint card? Alright, what is a hint card? Some spells can be cast multiple times. Oh, neat. Whoop. It's even worse when you consider Netflix changed their name in Japan to... Oh, really? So no Demon Castle nor Dracula. Oh god, if that's what happened, that's rough. I think we will see a shitty castle in the second season. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they'll probably stay in the town. They won't let the story get too big. They can't. The animation teams can't handle it. There we go. So it's a Templar knight? I thought the Templars were dismantled somewhere back in medieval Europe. No, actually. Around this same time that Nocturne takes place, my lady would know. She's the one that read it off to me. But apparently the last Templar knight was actually beheaded in France in, like, literally around, like, the 1790s or 1780s, something like that. I'd have to double-check Despair, but I'm pretty positive that's the case. They shouldn't be around, but they... Oh, no. Was it 1400s? I don't remember. I don't remember. It's been a little bit. But, yeah, no, there should not be a Templar just yet, if I remember correctly. But all of them defending the Abbey are Templar. Like, for some reason, all of them are Templar. And I don't know. It's Netflix. They probably thought medieval-ish. Let's make Templar because people recognize them. I doubt the show cares. Back in the first show, there was a Templar in Africa in the 1400s. Oh no, the Royal Guard was sub-Saharan African, and it's like there's literally no way that she would be there's no way she would be in Wallachia. Yeah, Despair, if you haven't seen any of Castlevania, like, count yourself lucky. Isaac's master was a Templar, I think. In the game? Because I wouldn't know. Or are you talking about the guy that he deals with in the desert? Because he was just a bandit, I think. Oh, I can just whip him. Okay. He's gonna fall off another edge. Oh, that's cool. Alright, that was pretty neat. Oh, a full set of armor. Oh, I can die. Okay. Fuck, I legit looked into this a few months back. I gotta make my research again. Yeah, no problem. Since Castlevania US Victorian era, do you think musket or guns would fit it since it's 1837 to 1901? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I'm not opposed to Castlevania being in a futuristic setting. It's just, it has to fit that setting. You know? Like, this is why the Sorrow games try to limit everything and prevent, the Sorrow games try to prevent too much technology and try to keep it, you know, relatively balanced, because otherwise it would be batshit insane. Oh, wait, I should probably put that armor on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of armor. Oh, and I'm not, like, slower? Am I slower? I can't tell. I don't think I am. No, I'm still good. Okay. Albeleo, Halo, Gears of War, Marvel, Saints Row, Rings of Power, etc. I can't think of a single Western IP that has survived. I can't either. Well, has Gears of War fallen to the wokeness? I don't actually know. I don't know. I know that I know people were supposed to have an adaptation of it. Maybe Dune, and that's the first. Yeah, actually, yeah, Dune would definitely be it. Dune is the only one that comes to mind. Yeah, if we're not worried about like overall quality, I would definitely say that's probably the best one. Oh, okay. Templars were dismantled in the 1300s. The ones in France were burned at the stake. Thank you, sweetheart. So yeah, there's your answer, Despair. 1300s. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't. They were. They couldn't even have been in the first one. Ah, Adrian, there you are, buddy. Simon Belmont is now the new narrator for Castlevania Facts YouTube Shorts videos. Oh, fantastic! If you like Castlevania content, Adrian is definitely a channel to go and check out. He's small, but he's growing. He's growing fast, actually. I think you've gained like almost 50 subs in the last like month or so, dude. Like you're doing good. I saw the first one, then I saw the episode of Nocturne, but I knew it was going to be ass anyway, so I didn't go through it all. I understand. I don't blame you. A friend of mine mentioned to me the show's Isaac's owner was a Templar, the guy that beats him for trying to learn how to read, and that Isaac kills him in the backstory in season 2. Him. If he was a Templar, I don't remember. I know a lot of people have wanted me to go back and cover the first series proper because I only ever did the first season. So I don't know. I might go back. I might go back and cover Castlevania properly, and really give my thoughts on it because there were a lot of people that were like, "How dare you talk shit about Castlevania? It's perfect in every way." It's like, no, guys, like. Season 2 has its faults, Season 3 is bad, and Season 4 is fucking atrocious. All this for a fucking table. Alright, there we go. Templars were wiped out by the French king in 1300s. Yes. Oh yeah. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for covering that. I know exactly what you mean. It was during. Oh yeah, during that scene. Yes. Only sorrow would be like that, and even saying that, it was limited to how much modern things in it, the guns and some clothes of the characters. Yeah, I haven't played it. I do want to get around to it at some point. But yes, and it doesn't take place very far in the future. It's 2035, I think. So, like, it really, like, they really did limit what you could have anyway. Although it would be really funny if they had like rocket launchers and shit. These harpies are more annoying here than they were in anywhere else. After returning from the last castle, the French king had the Templars killed. Yes. How much health do I got? How many items do I have? I should have checked. 4 potions? Oh, and a high potion. I think I'm good. Oh, it's King Slime from Terraria. Is he gonna do anything except shrink? Really? Okay, this is actually kind of lame. Oh, there we go. That was a cool little effect. Thank you. What I see, like that right there. That's one of those stupid bullet sponge bosses. I hate them. I don't even remember where I could have saved. Or was it below here? Oh, son of a... Alright, well, whatever. Whatever. Alright, let's catch up on some of these. The Gears is brutal? Yes. Man, the first series made me sad that it didn't meet my expectations. A lot of people, myself included, were fairly underwhelmed by things. Especially as it continued to go on later and later. Don't give them any ideas. Yeah, unfortunately, they're always going to just take the ideas. Oh no! Anybody want to tell him about DOS bonus weapons? Yeah, I'll figure that out at a later time. I'm sure I'll figure that out. Castle Dracula has whatever it takes into the chaotic realm and back. That has included some odd things like muskets, but nothing super futuristic. Well, yeah, but they also don't get very far because of the demon war that happens in prior to it. So he gets stuck in the fucking castle. I still stay awake. Oh, hello, Nova. Thank you for joining. I still stay awake thinking about how we got robbed of what could have been Castlevania 2000. Yeah, the old movie that could have happened but didn't. But, you know, I at the same time, I don't know, at the same time, it would have been Paul W.S. Anderson. I'm so glad we didn't. The dude ruined Resident Evil. I don't know how you screw up zombies in a house. But leave it to him. Pretty sure the Max Slime is a joke boss? Probably. I mean, it just kind of sat around like a joke and got destroyed. Like my life. There's also unique items Curse of Darkness, including the baseball bat, frying pan, beam sword, and Gatling gun. Oh, they put a beam sword in it? I never knew. That was a bullet slime? Yes. Slimes as stock RPG enemies is kind of weird when you think about it. When did everyone decide slime was inherently dangerous? All the kids at Nickelodeon Studios seemed okay with it. Yeah, pretty much. Also, didn't they just get done, like, sliming some celebrity who was like, oh, it traumatized me? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was, like, Katy Perry. I would recommend Vampire Hunter D movies if someone likes Castlevania. They are 2 animated films in '85 and 2000. Yes, absolutely. If you are in any way really disappointed with Castlevania, Adrian is correct. The Vampire Hunter D anime are 2 of the best. Well, the first one is a little faulty, sure, but Bloodlust especially is fantastic. They are everything that Castlevania should have been. Absolutely, without a doubt, they are well paced, well acted, very fitting of the art style and design of the times. In fact, Bloodlust was made here in America. Bloodlust is awesome. Like, they're we will probably never get a better Castlevania movie than Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. And that's an unfortunate truth, but I'm also fine with it because Bloodlust is awesome. Actually, if you saw the video on Nocturne, you probably actually saw some of the art, because when I call out the comparison between Carmilla and Erzabet, her design is almost verbatim Carmilla's from Vampire Hunter D. I would like it if Albeleo talked about the games. Are you talking about the Castlevania games? Because if you want me to talk about the Castlevania games, maybe this is the time you and I work on something. I feel like we should make a Discord just to share notes on history and mythology. I'll write that note down. Bruh, Julius never got a game. Nah, he probably never will at this point. Especially since Igarashi got booted from Konami. I just don't imagine it's going to happen. I'm glad they didn't ruin Simon. Yes, but they also ruined Richter, which I'll never forgive. StreamYard finally has an app that makes live stream chatting so much easier. Oh, good. Good. Glad to see that there's more competition out there. Isn't the castle like a creature, and that's why it also changes from game to game? I remember reading somewhere. Yes. In Symphony of the Night, Alucard states openly that it's a creature of chaos. The castle itself is literally a giant demon. Hence why I'm oversimplifying it, but that's part of the reason why it's called Demon Castle. It literally changes every time. I didn't even know about a Castlevania movie, though. Yeah, Nova, back in, like, 2000 to 2005, somewhere around there, Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who gave us Mortal Kombat and also ruined Resident Evil, he was fitting up to make a Castlevania movie. And then it was supposed to be live action, and then it was supposed to be animated, and then it got stuck into development hell for years, and nobody wanted to touch it. And that's ultimately where we got the first season of the anime, because all those years later, it was basically supposed to be a glorified movie. That's why it was 4 episodes, and it just didn't go anywhere. It didn't move for the longest time. There we go, Greenstone. Stupid feather demon. I only watched the first Vampire Hunter D as a kid. Don't remember ever watching the other one. Vampire Hunter D came really close, even with castles. Yes, even with the castles falling apart after the vampires died. Correct. Yeah, they. But I think, Adrian, you'd know this better than I do. Vampire Hunter D is older than Castlevania as a series, correct? Or was it inspired by, and then the creator took it in his own direction? A bit tangential, but you seem to like history and mythology. Do you like the Fate series? Yes. Up to a certain point. I've watched, oh, it's death. I have watched, I watched Fate Zero, Unlimited Blade Works, and, Apocrypha. I've watched those 3. My brother immediately told me not to continue it though, because apparently it like devolves into like Pokemon on the moon basically. So I don't know anything beyond those 3, but I have watched them and I do enjoy them. Yes. Actually, not you reminded me. I think I got to catch up on Project Mouthwash because they were doing their own abridged series, and it's hilarious. It's like it's like Team 4-star quality if you haven't seen it. Carmilla's theme still gives me chills. Yes, yeah. Bloodlust nailed everything, especially the music. Any fears that Netflix will get to 1999 first? I dread the idea of them getting through the Demon War. What do you think is the best video game movie adaptation? Some say Mario or Sonic movies, but I think it's the Mortal Kombat from '95. That's a tough one. I know that the Mario movie is probably the best. I don't know. Like Mario is definitely up there. It's not a great movie, and it does way too much. But I do think it's probably up there. Mortal Kombat, I don't think it holds up all these years later, but I do believe that it is still one of the better ones. I saw a video a while ago. Somebody claimed that one of the Yui Bowl movies was good, but it's not. I don't know. Best video game. Detective Pikachu is pretty solid as well. I would probably have to say one of those 3. One of those 3 is probably the best overall. Whoop. Wrong room. Curse of Darkness has replay value because some weapons you can only craft once due to how rare the materials are. Okay. This guy not only destroyed the Resident Evil live actions, but even a stunt actor got hurt pretty bad. That was actually sad to see. Oh, really? Really? I didn't hear about that. Do I need to see Vampire Hunters A, B, and C to understand D? No. No, thankfully, I think the D actually stands for Dampier because D is a Dampier. He's the son of the Vampire King. He's basically Alucard all over again, but he a bit more brooding. I think Vampire Hunter D is older than Castlevania. No, there are comics for Vampire Hunter D. More and more Vampire Hunter D comics are in English only D. First Vampire Hunter D graphic novel was 83. Ah, okay, so it does predate. Thank you. I didn't remember for sure. We have modded games for 1999 Castlevania. Oh, okay. Oh, Adrian, there's apparently there is a remake of Castlevania 3 in the works. Do you know anything about it? Love the old MK movie. It for his man. I fucking hate what they did. I hate what they did to my Sub-Zero, but I do. Everyone loves the song. I like the original Fate Stay Nights and Fate Zero. That in a way continues from that being a story before Stay Night original, and then I watched Blade Works movie and anime movie Gilgamesh was Disg? What is Disg? Detective Pikachu is really good. Yeah, I don't know, like, there are some laugh out loud moments, like the fucking Ditto face, but beyond that, like, I don't know, Detective Pikachu is like it's okay, and that really is just the problem. It's like most of the video game movies, like at best, are just okay. They're not particularly like great. This is God. That's why I hate Warcraft so much. Like, as somebody who's been playing Warcraft since the first fucking game, it infuriates me that they blew it as bad as they did with Warcraft. It's such a shit film. I hate it. I'm so angry about that. Maybe I'll blast that one at some point. I feel like Mortal Kombat does okay when you consider it as an adaptation of the first and second games in the '90s. Yeah, they didn't have a lot to work with, but this is generally why the first one is also viewed as highly as it is, because it's faithful enough to the original. Street Fighter movie is still my guilty pleasure. Yeah, yeah, it makes me laugh when they have the Godzilla theme when Zangief and E Honda are smashing through the miniature through the miniature city. Yeah, Raul Julia was great. For me, it was Tuesday. What a great or Wednesday. Yeah, what a great line. King of Fighters actually made a series called King of Fighters Destiny, and it's kind of good. Oh, all right. Well, that's good to hear. Random question: Do you think a movie is a Christmas movie if it happens during Christmas or is about Christmas? Oh, for the love of. um, I think it is more about Christmas. So no, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I know everyone likes to argue it, and I think it's a funny argument. But no, it is not a Christmas movie. It is a movie that takes place around that time. That's like saying shit. What was that other movie? There's another movie. I'll have to research it. There's another movie that happens like on Christmas time, but it's not a Christmas movie and like completely debunks it. Do. I watched Helsing, and the first season was so good. Helsing Ultimate is definitely the one to watch. The original, the other Helsing is really far off from the manga. Also abridged, if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, Eric, God, TFS just knocked that one out of the park too. Took the designs from Ayami Kojima. Took the designs of Vampire Hunter D and Link in Legend of Zelda in making Symphony of the Night. Oh, okay. Mortal Kombat 95 is a better movie, but it had more fun with Street Fighter. The latter is definitely a grab some movie and grab some movie and beer type of affair. Yeah, yeah, I would agree to that. uh, I would have to take a look. There are already modded Castlevania 3, which borrows the designs from Netflix. As far as I know, it was an official. What was it? Who said it? Wasn't it like a BMF Studios or something like that? Okay, Adrian. It's BMC War Machine Studios. BMC War Machine Studios. Thank you, boy. Yes. I think Comic Zone is going to be a movie soon. Oh boy, I haven't heard that name in a long time. They play that Godzilla theme in Street Fighter. Yeah, movie Gilgamesh was disgusting. Gotcha, gotcha. I wasn't sure if that's what you meant. It just didn't fit on comment here, and the stunt double on the last movie of Resident Evil ended up losing an arm. Really, and can't work anymore. Wow, that's unfortunate. I didn't know. At least the first Helsing series has a good soundtrack. Yes, it's an unofficial remake. Okay, that explains that. Then yeah, it's probably one of the modded ones that Adrian might know about. All right, well, I think this has been pretty good. I went a little bit over because I wanted to keep chatting with all of you. but I do have other things I have to get to, unfortunately, despite how late it is. But yeah, thank you all very much for coming out. I'm very, very happy this turned out as well as it did. I would have liked to talk about other things, but, you know, I'm fine with whatever you guys wanted to discuss. Y'all ever watch The Polar Express? I love that movie. It's like the serial killer's like favorite movie. Juan, Nova, thank you all for joining. Gorog, thank you for joining as well. I hope you guys come back for more conversations like this. I'm always up for them. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you all very much for coming out. I will continue this stream at a later time. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more content. I'll probably put out more shorts. Might put something out in the meantime to just kind of like settle things until Jurassic Park gets done. Because I don't know if it'll be done this week. If it's not this week, it'll be next week. So yeah, in the meantime, just stay tuned. Thank you all very much for coming out, and I hope you all have a fun weekend and stay warm, everybody. Have a good night.